Hey, it's Bridget with Fairy Grasshopper Channel. I've got a really interesting reading today. We're going to use the Sacred Destiny Oracle Card Deck by Denise Linn. I'll put links below to this deck and her other decks that I love to use, and you can see in my other card reading videos if you're interested. So when I say this is an interesting reading, I was out walking, and I came back in the house to get some water, and I thought about just something, boom, came right to my mind about the current status and situation. There's a lot of unknowns. Like, I'm recording this at the very last day of June 2020, and there's a lot of unknowns. Like, this week we're coming up to 4th of July. It's very different. There's no fairs. There's no state fair in August. Thinking about back to school in September. There's a lot of stuff going on that's really I shouldn't say a lot of going on, a lot of thought going on, but not a lot of action as far as decisions being made. So what came forward for me, and I was also thinking about the economy, and I know somebody that would be like so benefited by low interest rates to buy their first home. And so I was thinking about that, and I thought, oh, maybe I'll do a reading for that. And I thought, no, it feels broader than that. So let's do a 3-month, a 6-month, and a 9-month. And I was just thinking, let's do a 6 months out. That was what I was first thinking. But as soon as I sat down and started to grab the cards and I did a fan and pulled the cards out, it was easy: a 3, a 6, and a 9. So 3 months from now would be September. So during the next 3 months here, July, August, September 2020, these are great cards to use because they're very earthy, very simple. Earthy as in very physical, so you can see, you can relate. Your mind sees these things and relates to earth and your human experience. So this is the first, these two cards, the Courage card and the Solitude, came forward. Now this is awesome because the colors here are vibrant, especially in the Solitude card. This yellow energy is totally our spirit. This is your solar plexus energy, right? But it is the evening still, so it's still not clear. This darkness represents the unknown or uncertainty. So even in September, it's still unclear. However, here you are, you're on the boat, you're still doing what you normally would be doing, like, catching the fish for the family. You're still doing your normal things, but it's just not light. Like, it's not obvious or clear what's next or what. It's like there's not a lot of information. It's really about the present moment. But if you look at this closely, you also see the moon and the cycles of the moon. And this to me represents cycles, natural life cycles. So here in the Western Hemisphere where I live, in September, it is the autumn equinox. So we shift from summer into autumn. So that's kind of what this is a nod to. So until the rest of the summertime here, this energy, we are going to need to be a little, when you see the energy of courage, this particular card in the next 3 months, it doesn't mean, oh, there's going to be lots going on and you've got to be really strong. It's not about that. This courage is about allowing yourself to just be here, be with whatever is showing up and coming in, be with. And it's not about external forces and having to manage or navigate or hunker down. Even though I can see that this could look, because there's rocks here, and it looks like the water is really almost violent, right? It's very aggressive here. But I'm going to tell you that this is not about external forces. This is about how you're feeling inside. And you need to be brave. You need to have courage that you are going to be okay inside. This might represent your anxiety. This might represent your stress. This might represent major change in your life. And this takes a tremendous amount of courage, which you already have. It was born in you. You already have that. And the reason why this is an image that focuses on internal, because these really gorgeous energy or gorgeous colors in the sky represent externally. It's a little more calm than it has been. But internally, you're processing all the stuff that you've been dealing with since March. It takes time to process when there's grief, when something major happens and changes. Sometimes you go into autopilot mode and just survive, get through it. And then as soon as you have a moment, sneaks up on you and comes on out. All your feelings and emotions that you've been burying down inside, focusing on everything else, comes out. So that's what this is. Okay, so there's this time, July, August, maybe even into September, July and August for sure, is going to be a time of inner processing. So please take advantage of that, leverage that. And I'm actually going to do I don't know if I'm going to call it a class, but a video about this in this place that we're in right now, because I'm super inspired to do that in connection within and work on what's within and allow this to be a sacred space and allow yourself to have emotional freedom and to work through and with the feelings that you have without making them bad. So this does feel a little bit like the solitude word is perfect, but this is not alone. Solitude is something that we usually crave when our world is really busy. And so the gift in September is that you will have this, which tells me that there might still be, yes, there's likely going to be limitations on group stuff and that kind of a thing, and big structured events like stadium stuff, and you're going to see that kind of dialed back, or by choice, by personal choice, which means most people, a lot of people, at least half of the people will choose not to participate. And so people will be working from home longer than anticipated past September, it looks like. And dare I say, way into December is what it feels like to me. So there we go. This is September though, but I like this energy. It's finally, it's like a calming, cooling, kind of a cooling down energy from all this stuff inside. It's a cooling down, you know, you're still functioning, you're still doing things. And there is this peace, like the waters are calm now by September. They're calm. See how calm they are versus this? Yes. And this is your solar plexus, your spirit, your intuition. So at the 6-month mark, here we are. I love this. By the way, so I did the 3 months and then I said 6 months, but then there was a gap, a space, and then these cards are for the 9-month. So when I did this, it actually came in out of order. So 3 months right away, July, August, September, July, August, September. Then there was a gap. Then there was the new year, the January 21st, you know, January, February, March energy. Okay, so this is from, we're going to say this is from the summer until the end of the year, until December. So from October, November, December, these are the cards. Let's focus on these ones right now. October, November, December. I love October, you guys. It's a really special time for me. New beginnings. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, that feels so good. The fact that there's a lot of reds and oranges here, it means that your creative center, you're creating. You're actually doing something with all the experiences that you've had. Finally, you're at the point in October where you're doing something really good for yourself with these. And it's a time to embark on some of those new things and implement some new things. You might be looking for a new job, a different career. You might have decided that you want to move. Maybe you want to be closer to family. Maybe you've lived out of the country for a long time and now you're an expat and you want to come back home. And I mean, there's a lot of opportunities here. Maybe you're going to start, maybe you're going to end, you've ended something over the past 6 months and now you're going to start a next step or a new thing. Now you'll notice there still is this uncertainty energy, but this uncertainty energy is sort of something that you've almost come to terms with and digested in a way, not as a darkness, not as a scare or fear kind of energy, but as almost like a contentment, like a stillness inside, which allows then all this vibrant energy to come out. So this is your solar plexus, your intuition. This is your sacral chakra, where creativity, drive, ambition, motivation, desire. So it could be relationships, it could be a new job, it could be starting a business, it could be a move. It could be making a major lifestyle change for yourself. Maybe you are going to do something completely different with your life, and that is very, very something that could really come forward in October. Now, that doesn't mean you're actually going to make the change specifically in October, but you're going to start making the plans at least for a change. Or maybe you've gotten to a point where you've accepted something, like maybe you did lose your job and maybe you've kind of accepted that and are now at the point where you're an artist creating your future and you're actually dreaming your future into life. Maybe it's not about actually finding another job, but it's about finding something that you can just do right now to pay the bills, but at the same time you're really leveraging and working with this multiple colorful energy of vibrancy, lots of choices here, Lots of support, lots of fluidity. I love this energy. Very calm below the surface. So your emotions are very calm now. See, just calm. October and November. And into December. Dun, 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 dun. I love the fall, by the way. The autumn here in Minnesota is beautiful. This is awesome. Thriving. You know what this reminds me of? As soon as I saw this giraffe, I love giraffes, you guys. I just love them. This giraffe reminds me of Disney World. That's something that I actually have a trip planned, an annual trip. I go to Disney and enjoy it while it's all pretty and decorated and stuff. It's kind of my gift to myself and with my family, and just a couple of us go, not all of us. Could be too spendy if everybody went. So just a couple of us go each year. And the giraffe, it reminds me of that. There's a really cool hotel there, Animal Kingdom Lodge. I've never stayed at that place, but I thought, how beautiful would that be? And the animals like come right up on the savannah behind the hotel, and it's just really kind of a neat experience. I visited the hotel, but I've never stayed there. So I wasn't planning to do that in December. I already booked my trip, which we don't know if that's going to actually happen. And just like you and everybody else, right? But this energy that comes forward for December, it's just thriving. So it feels like things are not bad. Like we are living through. We are getting adjusted to our new realities, and we are not fighting or struggling with our grief as much as maybe we have been. This is a place where we understand where we've been and that we've come through this experience collectively, and what it means for us personally. We're coming to terms with that, what it means for us personally. All this pink energy that you see here is very much the heart chakra and the heart space. It's also about compassion and having this really beautiful reflective understanding and this gentleness and kindness with yourself. It's really about this acceptance, being compassionately accepting of life for yourself and recognizing that you're not, and look, here's your family. You've got people, friends, these might be your little four-leggeds, your cats or your dogs or what have you, but you have your family with you and around you, and there's a lot to be grateful and thankful for. And this energy about thriving is starting at the core of having that realization of what is here for you and an appreciation for what is here now for you. So you can Google and look up the totem animal meaning for giraffe, especially for December. That might be key for you. Look up a totem animal, spirit animal, giraffe, and see what applies to you. Okay, so this is October, November, December. Now these are for 2021, and I've had this card before too, and I'm like, whoa, this card, patience, whoa. So the word itself doesn't fit me as strongly or hit me as strongly resonating as the image. Look at the image. Here is the full moon again. This came up in September when it was peaceful and solitude. And it just so happens that word patience and solitude, or patience and solitude, kind of go hand in hand, don't they? This is January. The full moon energy is about clarity. It's about stepping into the fullness of what is true for you. This, I don't know what type of bird this is, but the fact that the bird is huge with gorgeous wings, but a really long body really marries to me or unites to me the spirit of who we are. That's what the wings represent, the angelic spiritual energy of who we are as a spirit. And those long legs and the long neck, the body represents the human experience. That's what this feels like. And an understanding of the two and a clarity of how unity is not just essential, but something that, okay, so it almost feels like a bridge between who we've been and who we are now, and honoring a coming together. Yeah, there's a lot of depth here. I can't quite, and the neck is really long, just like the neck on the giraffe. What, sticking your neck out? This might be a nod to taking some risks in 2021. And I'm not talking about health risks, okay? I'm talking about maybe putting yourself back out there. Maybe you've been single for a long time and you're going to start dating again, and you haven't wanted to do that in this world of unknown. And who can you trust as far as who's taking care of their health and who isn't, and that kind of a thing. But this energy feels a little bit like risk. And if it feels like we're so used to being satisfied quickly, I want instant gratification, instant satisfaction. What this is saying is if you are embarking out or sticking your neck out, stretching into a new area, you got to be patient with yourself. You're going to have to fail more times than you're going to have success. And you have to just allow that. Don't take it as a personal hit to you. That's the old you. That's the old you. You don't need to be like that anymore. That's how it feels stepping into January. Then moving into February. Oh, February is my birthday month. I love this energy. Forgiveness. I actually did a video about this word. It came in a word rock video. It was one of the word rocks I have is forgiveness, and it's about forgive. The energy of give, the word give. And who's it for? Who are you going to give forgiveness for or to? Why do you give forgiveness? You do it to release the energy of the pain or the hurt or the harm that's been within you. If you have stuff that's still inside you, again, love comes up, or relationships where you felt wronged during almost the last year, because we're coming up, this will be February 2021, and that's right about when the health crisis started to land and become real for people, or start to land. Let's say that the plane just landed then. And this forgiveness energy, this could be quite timely for you to be able to let go of what no longer exists and what no longer is, the old ways, and reach more fully into a new reality for yourself. When I see the moon like this, it also is a nod to the cycles, the full moon cycle. And this is not quite the new moon, because the new moon you wouldn't be able to see it, but the different cycles of the moon are a nod to the different cycles of our lives and how we grow and shift and change, and how we can access the natural environment, whether it be the seasons, because this will be February, so it'll be chilly in Minnesota here. I'll probably be wanting to go to Disney World or Florida during February 2021. But we can align ourselves energetically with the seasons in nature, and we already are, we just aren't conscious of it. So that can help with releasing. So this forgiveness, the giving, comes to you, through you, by the releasement of the hurtful energy or the harm that still exists inside of you, that is being held as trauma. And that's what we have collectively experienced in 2020 from February through into the summer at this point. All right. Okay. This does feel hopeful to me, and it feels like dreams also. So it feels almost peaceful, like a peaceful letting go. And then March, going forward, yes, it's green. Thank goodness, green March. Oh, yes. And we're not just talking St. Patrick's Day. We're talking green as in springtime. Oh, there's hope here. And look at this yellow pathway. The yellow path, right, is the energy of your solar plexus and your spirit path, and the fact that the sun is coming out and helping to support you energetically and shine upon the greener pastures that are here and that exist, and the green grass, and the energy here is about prosperity and abundance and new fresh starts. This is going forward. That sounds so great. That sounds so great, doesn't it? And that'll be at least for me, it'll be a year from the time that I came home in 2020 from a trip to Disney World, and then the next week everything closed. So I just made it home in time, apparently. Luckily, I'm been healthy and all that. So that gives you a sense of 3 months, July, August, September 2020. This is October, November, December 2020. And so this is 6 months out from now. And this is 9 months out, January, February, March. So this is Bridgette. I've been using the Sacred Destiny Oracle card deck. This is unique. I don't usually do a lot of, I do something kind of like this when I do monthly forecasts for a few of my clients, just a couple, where I do energy forecast audios. In fact, I have to do one today for someone. And then it's kind of for the month ahead. I kind of feel into the energy vibe for that person and what's going on collectively, and feel the cycles and the patterns week by week. I do that for folks sometimes as a service, but I haven't like done this kind of a spread for all of us publicly anyway. I do it privately, but I haven't done it publicly. So interesting, isn't it? What do you think? How are you feeling about this? How are you feeling about this? It's not like yay, rah, rah, but it's not intended to be yay, rah, rah. It's intended to be real and grounded, and to give perspective. This feels super positive. This December energy is like, oh, I love this vibe. and very inward reflective, very grounded, very connected energy. Now, wouldn't it be fun to do the same reading with a different card deck that's like maybe one of the ones like the Work Your Light deck, you know, the Oracle Work Your Light deck, because it's very, it's got more of a cosmic, universal kind of different energy flow state to it, star kind of guide energy. Be interesting to do that. Maybe I will. I'll have to think about that. I'll have to think about that. I know this is a long video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Again, I'm recording it the very last day of June 2020. I hope you enjoy watching. Please subscribe to the channel to show your love and appreciation for the work that I do and I share here on Fairy Grasshopper as my Psychic Plus Life vlogging channel. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.